You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Monday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Yes, we are back from WWE's Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately, did not get to interview anyone or touch John Cena's head.
My favorite text that we got today was, well, Brock's still alive, so I'm guessing he didn't touch John Cena's bald spot.
Did get to eat a lot of food in the press box at the Sky Dome.
Man, the Sky Dome press box was super cool. Like, I wish, obviously, I, as a wrestling fan, loved being in there for such a major wrestling show, especially with all the stuff that happened. But, dude, I would love to be back in that room for a ball game.
Some of the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life was in that room.
Thank you. The Sky Dome press box in Toronto, Ontario, Canada has no reason to have that good fried chicken. That's better than KFC, better than Popeyes, better than Mary Brown.
It was like someone's mom made it. It was fantastic. It was fresh. The mac and cheese was amazing too.
And then of course I love the added touch of having ballpark hot dogs.
Oh, they just had glizzies on deck.
Just a huge bin of buns and meat. It was
Although,
great.
Fuck the Leafs, man. We went in that press box. All they gave us was one bag of popcorn.
Stale popcorn.
I had so much expectations to go in the Leafs press box. They couldn't even turn the lights on up there.
Holy shit, we had to walk. So they take us through the ACC or Scotiabank Arena, whatever it is, which is like, looks like downtown Toronto. Like, it's just ripped apart. Safety gates everywhere. Take us to an elevator. As soon as we get off the elevator, the guy's like, by the way, it's really dark out here. I had to use the flashlight on my phone just so we didn't fall to our death.
Everyone always says, like, the Leafs is one of the richest teams in the world. And it's like, what's going on in the press box, though?
I was so excited. Like, I've been in that arena for, like, concerts and games and stuff before. I was so excited to go see what it looks like for the press. I have never felt worse for sports writers in my entire life, having to navigate that hellhole to watch hockey games.
Yeah. It was. I was honestly very disappointed with going up in the press box. I had all these expectations, and then I was like, "There's nothing up here."
That said, if the Leafs or Raptors ever wanted to give us press access for a game, we'd love to come try it again.
Yeah.
We'd love to come try it again.
I'll eat your little bag of popcorn.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
As a Canadian, what's an insult that actually hurts to you? I mean, with all this tariff talk going around, I saw on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Snow Mexican was trending.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans were calling Canadians Snow Mexicans for some reason.
I don't know how to feel about that one. Like, that one feels like it should be offside, but I'm also not personally offended.
It feels more offensive to the people of Mexico than it does to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, you're clearly saying it is an insult. And so do you think Mexican is an insult? And then you just add snow onto
I think the
it?
Mexicans are wonderful people.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it doesn't offend me by any means. And honestly, I feel like there's always a lot of terms that get tossed around to Canadians, and nothing really bugs me. I mean, like, I've been called a hoser before.
Right.
The only thing that really pisses me off is being considered an American.
That's
Like, when
the big
people
thing.
mistake me for being American when I go on vacation, I get offended by that.
Right, when somebody sees you, they're like, these damn Yanks think they can just do whatever they want. Whoa, hey! From Canada. And then everything's fine.
We're from the same continent, different country.
I'm so sorry that I could say that to you.
Right? I feel like it's being called an American. Bud honestly drives me crazy.
Even then, Bud's 50-50, right? Yeah. Because if I walk in, I'm like, hey, morning, Bud. Like, that's fine.
It's all about context, inflection, tone, right?
Bud can be one of the most devastating things you could end a sentence with.
It's like a preamble for an insult sometimes, right? Like, if you give me like a sure, Bud.
Okay, Bud. Oh, that's it. How many U's are in the Bud? That's how you know if it's an insult.
That's where South Park got us right. Like, I'm not your buddy guy.
Yeah, I'm not your guy friend.
Yeah. It's that and goof.
That one I didn't know was an insult until I was in my late 20s.
And then you called the wrong person a goof?
I was in a wrestling locker room, and I told somebody, like, you're being a bit of a goof right now. Like, you're saying weird stuff. And this person who had a background...
And they went, oh yeah, Bud?
...stood up real fast. Oh, really, Bud? No, I'm sorry. Oh, God.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Really, I don't think there's anything that really offends Canadians more than just being called an American, honestly.
That's the thing. You make the comparison between us and America, and we start to get a little bit upset. And even then, it's just a little bit upset. But I think that's just a very Canadian thing. Is like if you try and define us by one word as an insult or a slur, for lack of a better term, we just kind of go, okay.
Someone did text in and said, someone called me a Timbit once, and that just pissed me off. I mean, especially if you're short or small, yeah.
I think that's the thing, right? Because, like, in my head, the funny thing is I don't even immediately associate it with, like, a small, pudgy, doughy, like, the Timbit that you would buy. My first thought is, like, Timbit hockey. Like, okay, little fella.
Yeah.
Which also, little fella would probably get you going.
I mean, you could call us, like, syrup suckers or something, maybe.
Someone texted in and said that the worst thing that they've ever heard is beaver eater. And I don't think I've ever heard anyone refer to a Canadian as a beaver eater.
Something else, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like if that has entered the conversation has gone in a different direction.
I think you just need to start, like, attacking us with general, specific Canadian things, like, you're a bag of milk.
Dude, if someone called me a bag of milk, as a very white and pudgy person, I would actually take that really seriously.
Or like, you look like you don't know how to skate.
Okay, listen, now this just feels like these are very targeted.
You look like you eat table syrup.
Okay, 3 for 3. What are we doing here?
You look like you order pizza.
All right, man, I'm going to go outside and cry, I guess. Jesus.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Can I say that I want to thank everybody for not listening to Brock, who at the end of Friday's show said that if you saw us in Toronto at the Elimination Chamber, you should come up and shout, "I'm Dalby," and not one person did. Thank you for that.
Well, no one could find us because they put us up in that press box.
They did stuff us away in the Skydome press box, which I think they did for your own protection.
I will say, we did not get to meet John Cena. I did not get to touch his bald spot.
Thank God. He would have kicked you in the balls.
What do you mean?
Well, that's what happened. John Cena turned into a bad guy.
That's all an act. It's not real.
You don't think that he would have kicked you in the balls if you touched his bald spot?
If John Cena kicked me in the balls, I would not be at work today. I would be cashing in so much money right now, dude. I'd be a Make-A-Wish kid.
I don't think you win that lawsuit, if I'm being honest.
No?
No, because you touched him first. Even if you're just coming up and going boop, touching him in the bald spot, which was something that you openly advertised on the radio.
Oh, so we're just going to be snitches here. None of us are going to be cool. None of us are going to have my back.
Even without that, I think you're still screwed. You assaulted him first.
I will say though, I'm not a WWE guy at all. But being in the Skydome on Saturday was absolutely incredible. The vibes, and when John Cena turned and went bad guy, dude, I looked around and grown men just in shock.
Just they couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
People with wide-eyed mouths agape. It was like this weird split of the crowd. There was like people in the crowd who were cheering because this is something wrestling fans have wanted to see for 20 years. There were people who were booing because he kicked another grown man in the balls. And then, like you said, there were people who just couldn't move. They were frozen, shocked.
I saw videos of, like, kids on TikTok crying.
Dude, so John Cena has, like, a Guinness Book of World Records record for the most Make-A-Wishes granted in his lifetime. He is legendary for meeting up with kids in every market that he goes to. I saw video. He did 3 Make-A-Wish meetings before the show in Toronto on Saturday. Do you think those 3 kids took it well when he turned into a bad guy?
I wish he did it after the show. I would have been curious to see if he stays in the character.
What is evil meet and greet John Cena, Make-A-Wish John Cena?
I think for those kids, it's like finding out that your grandma's like a murderer or something, right? You know?
The first time a minority comes on TV around your granddad and he starts saying things and you're like, whoa, I was not prepared for this.
Yeah. It's like finding out your mom killed your dad or something. Like.
Very limited scope, but yeah, that's how it probably
I think for some kids it is. It'd be like if you were watching Mr. Rogers and he pulled out like a cigarette.
Right.
And he was like, F all you kids.
He walks into the house and he's like, hey, neighbor, how you doing? He hangs up his jacket. We need to talk, and then just starts cussing out the children.
Yeah, like he takes off the cardigan and it's just a wife beater on there. Yeah.
The little trolley comes out with the King of Make Believe. Is like, Mr. Rogers, you can't say those things. He just backhands the cart off the track.
Starts smoking crack.
Get out of here, you goddamn puppets.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What would be the biggest heel turn of all time in your opinion?
Bob Ross it's definitely number one, and then The Friendly Giant. I don't know if you remember The Friendly Giant or not, but...
Not only do I remember The Friendly Giant, I remember The Unfriendly Giant, the parody version, so I've already seen the heel version of that. Bob Ross, I can't picture.
That.
I don't know if you've heard before, there is a conspiracy theory about Bob Ross.
What?
Yeah. There's like an internet lore theory that all those little paintings like Bob Ross would do, especially the nature ones, that's where he hid the bodies.
Oh, God. I think I remember that, just behind this happy little cabin, there's a body planted there.
Yeah. Remember when he'd say, like, this little bush is our secret? It's a secret for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, God, when he'd say there's no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about murders?
Yeah, happy little accident.
Allegedly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thanks for chatting with us, brother. Have a great day.
Okay, guys, have a good day.
I do like the people who said Wayne Gretzky is the biggest heel turn of all time.
I mean, honestly, that one's still in process. We'll see how that one plays out. But there's a lot of people who are like, my childhood is in shambles.
Well, even Tiger Woods was kind of a heel turn in itself when, like, you put that guy on such a big pedestal, you thought he was untouchable, and then all of a sudden you found out he was a dog.
He was just a fiery competitor who wore red shirts on Sundays, and nobody could beat him. And then you found out, like, oh, somebody beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And he had it coming, too.
Yeah.
Somebody said it would be terrifying if Dolly Parton suddenly became, like, a bad person.
Oh, yeah. She's
Dolly
kind of an angel, right?
Oh, dude, she's, like, donating her own money to, like, medical research. She runs libraries for kids who can't get access to books and stuff like that. If Dolly Parton suddenly became Jolene and just started, like, being ruthless to people, that would be so sad.
I think any sweet old lady would take you off guard. Like, if Betty White was still alive and all of a sudden she just came out and she just, like, flipped a script on us.
I think the thing about Betty White, though, is she worked blue it often enough that, like, if she'd come out and just started being a dick to people, they would have thought it was
if she was the girl from the Snickers commercial. Like,
right. People would have just thought it was a bit and been like, oh, wow, Betty White still got it.
Well, like I said, man, like, your grandma can flip on a dime, dude. She's not the sweet old lady that you think she is.
From a different era, man. From a different time.
From a different time.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know those BuzzFeed quizzes that are so much fun? Yeah, that's not what this is. It's the quiz with Brock and Dalby.
All right, with the Oscars being last night, I thought it would be fitting that we do a quiz of original songs written for movies.
Right, because I didn't watch the Oscars. I didn't watch any of the Oscar-winning movies. I barely watch any movies, so I'm going to kill this one.
I'm going to play a song for you, and then you just have to tell me what movie it's from. All right?
So you're giving me the song clip. Mm-hmm. So that helps.
Yeah.
I think that'll help. And I just have to name the movie.
I mean, this one's an easy one right off the bat.
Was that made for Top Gun specifically?
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, it's Top Gun. If you're referencing it from any other movie, you're a dick.
It is. I'm just trying to mess with you.
I didn't know that was specifically for the movie. That's
That is
cool.
specifically made for Top Gun. All right, next one here.
Oh, okay. So this sucks because it's Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Is it Spider-Man 2, though? I'm going to say it's Spider-Man. No, Spider-Man 1. Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Man 1.
I'm trying to think of the era that music video came out because
Chad Kroeger and Josie Scott.
Was obsessed with that song.
I think
for a
everybody
long
was.
time.
It was a banger of a song. All right, next one here.
Was this Man on the Moon, the Jim Carrey movie about
Andy Kaufman?
Andy Kaufman?
It was.
Wow, okay. I didn't think you'd get...
I thought I'd try and sneak you with that one.
I thought it was a trap for sure.
3 for 3. Good for you, man.
Okay.
All right, this one here.
Oh, this is the one where the kids are in detention.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fist in the air for that one.
Can I tell you, I've never actually watched that.
You've never watched The Breakfast Club?
I've never, not the whole thing. I've seen like clips, like them dancing in the halls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or the dude walking away from the school with the fist pump in the air. But that's it.
All right, next one here.
Mission Impossible 2.
You know that one.
I saw it in theaters on a school trip back in the day.
Also Limp Bizkit in that soundtrack
That's
as
right.
well.
Yeah, man. Take a look around.
All right, next one here.
Oh. My brain immediately goes to Scott Pilgrim, but I know that that's not it. It's another one of those, like, I'm gonna guess, I'm pretty sure it's a movie I've never actually seen. Is it Eurotrip?
Yeah.
Wow! Dude, just pulled a movie out of my backside.
This is not where I parked my car. But we got to watch that movie together. There's so many quotable lines.
I don't even know the reference you just made because
my God.
I've never seen it.
All right, final one here.
Okay. Oh, well. Okay, hang on. This is a trap.
A little bit.
This is a trap.
It depends on what your answer is.
Well, it's famous for the Rocky movies.
But which Rocky movie was it made for? It was made for one of the Rocky movies.
I'm going to say, was it Rocky? I hate myself for even debating this, but I feel like it was Rocky 3.
Is that your final answer?
It's either 2 or 3, and I'm going with 3 because of Mr. T and Hulk Hogan and all that stuff.
Are you sure?
No, obviously I'm not. I did it!
A perfect quiz!
Adrian!
First perfect quiz of the year.
Woo!
Look at you. Look at you. This is what I imagine was going on in your brain the whole time.
100%. Absolutely.
Dolby actually is just punching meat during the entire quiz.
That's most shows, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just get a little hook
It's
back
an HR
here.
complaint, honestly.
The Brock and Dolby Podcast.
The Brock and Dolby Podcast.
You notice the referees in the NHL are wearing smartwatches now?
No, I didn't.
They tested this for the first time in an outdoor game yesterday. They've got them all wearing, I think it's just Apple Watches, like just the ones you can buy off the shelf, but with a very specific app the NHL is designed to help the refs not have to take their eyes off the play. They'll get almost like vibrating notifications on these watches for things like 10 minutes left in a period, 5 minutes, 1 minute left in a period, or if a player is in the penalty box, it'll give them a vibration letting them know like they're about to come back out onto the ice, that sort of thing, so that they can use this information to assess things like too many men or to know how close they are to the end of a period without having to like look up through the building like where is the clock in this
So
place?
it's just helping them do their job as they should be already doing?
Well, the big thing is they say that it'll help with safety because when they look off to try and find a clock, they don't want to get smoked by a player.
I guess.
But it is just sort of the next step of technology taking over the sport. Like they're saying the next thing they're working on is a notification they'll get when the puck gets high stick tipped out of the play so that they can assess the
This
penalty.
is just getting closer and closer to just replacing refs with robots or AI technology is all I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, baseball's ahead of the game. They're already doing robot strikes and balls for pitch counts and stuff like that. So I don't actually have a problem with it, though. Like, I think this is one of the few places where I see technology taking over for a person and making something better.
I hate taking away the human element of the game because even a ref making a mistake is a huge part of so much sports, right?
It's a huge part of sports, but does it ever make the game better? You know what I mean? Like if you're watching
Depending on who you're cheering for.
Okay, fair point. You're watching a baseball game and you're watching, who is that umpire that like everybody
Angel Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez is umpiring a game. Right off the bat, you're bummed out like, oh, this game's probably going to suck. And then he misses call after call. Even if they're for your team, eventually you're like, how does this guy have a job? Let's get a robot in here that can call balls and strikes.
I think the second you really start getting robots into sports, though, is it's just going to ruin everything because it'll become predictable. Or, I mean, with gambling the way it's going right now, I wouldn't trust it at all.
I mean, there is, obviously you have to worry about like
who's programming it and stuff, right?
If they're using a full-on AI to call balls and strikes for baseball, that is... You still have to have the human element of somebody who's monitoring it. And then also, I mean, you'd still have the human element of the players, right? Like, just because we're always going to get balls and strikes or we're going to have hockey referees knowing who tipped the puck out of bounds or any of that stuff, you're still going to have human players. Like, it won't be predictable because we're still going to try and figure out if anybody on the Blue Jays bullpen can keep it between the lines. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I understand your trepidation for it, but I still think I would rather be like, oh man, the robots are a little bit boring today, instead of screaming at the TV, he got it wrong again.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Do you want to see robots in sports? We were talking about the referees and the umpires and stuff all using AI and robot technology. And then someone texted in and said, wouldn't you want to see robots versus humans? And I don't think so.
Robots versus humans? I don't think so, because I don't think it's fair. I mean, every now and again, you maybe get like the upset of the humans winning. But I think most games that would be like Globetrotters v. Generals.
It just feels like some weird dystopian world, unless it's like non-body contact sports like a tennis or something.
Yeah, I mean, but even then, right? Like imagine some poor human standing there with their racket waiting to return serve from what's essentially a ball cannon.
Yeah.
Just firing a tennis ball at them.
I got no problem watching like BattleBots or something. Like if they want to make an Ultimate Fighting Championship with robots learning jujitsu, I'll watch that.
Right.
But
Well, I mean, Ashley texted in and said, how much longer until we get robot boxing like that Hugh Jackman Real Steel movie?
I think she might have been the only person to see that movie.
I mean, it was not a popular movie, but it is a good idea of like, when do we start getting cyborg and robot athletics? Like, imagine watching 11v11 robot football.
Well, I mean, the way that football is going right now and the more rules they're making, it might be only robots that will be playing it in the future.
Dude, imagine watching a robot running back get lit up by a robot linebacker and like parts fly off.
Yeah.
Like that would be super cool to watch. The only thing that I worry about, and I don't think I would have worried about this before I met you, but your conspiracy brain has infected me. I would never be able to bet on robot sports.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would always assume that someone either
Someone's programming
them,
it, yeah.
Someone programmed them to lose or someone hacked them to lose. You know what I'm
100%,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden all your money is gone. But for a pure entertainment value, watching robot baseball players just smack dingers, I'm in.
It'd be like steroids all over again.
Exactly. The good old days.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What the hell did you just
What the is that song?
What did he
All right, it's time to play What the Meow. We've got a $100 Lotto Max ticket for tomorrow's jackpot on the line here.
$20 million up for grabs in the Lotto Max draw tomorrow night. If you win $100 in tickets right now, that's going to make it a lot easier for you to have a chance to win that. But you've got to identify the songs. If you get through, you pick Brock or Dalby, then we'll meow for you. You name the song and the artist. You need both.
Yes.
Or you get nothing.
All right, we've got 3 callers on hold here. If they all fail, we will reopen up the phone lines. But we start with caller number 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, it's Max.
Max, Brock or Dalby for the meow?
We'll go with Dalby, please.
All right. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
What song is that?
Honestly, I have no idea. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Max.
Take care, Max.
Have a good one.
All right, we move on here. Caller number 2, what's your name?
It's April.
April, Brock or Dalby for the meow?
Brock.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Meow, 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 meow.
I have no idea.
I think what you don't understand, April, is he actually nailed that. He actually killed it.
I'm sure he did.
But with no context, it sucks.
All right, take care, April. We
Thanks,
move on
bye.
here. Caller number 3, what's your name?
Hey there, it's Jen.
Jen, Brock or Dalby for the meow?
Oh, I think I'll go with Dalby, please.
All right. Meow, 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 meow.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
good.
Oh, I don't know. I'm stumped.
Oh, sorry, Jen.
Sorry.
All right, we move on here.
Wow, double buzz.
Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, it's Bruce.
Bruce, Brock or Dalby for the meow?
Brock.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow.
Someone like you.
Bye.
Someone like you.
Oh, it's so close.
So close, but also so far.
True.
You almost had me there. That is not the title of the song.
No.
Let's see here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Connor.
Connor, Brock or Dolby for the meow?
Brock.
All right. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train.
No. That's wow.
We got so close and so far.
I try to be very positive during this. That's a bad guess. That's a bad guess.
Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Tom.
Tom, Brock or Dolby for the meow, or do you know the song?
Give me it one more time, but I think I know it.
Okay, Brock or Dolby?
Brock.
All right. Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, is that You Somebody by Kings of Leon?
Hey!
Friggin' rights it is. Congratulations, man. You get the ding and the round of applause and $100 in Lotto Max tickets, all right?
Goody.
If you do happen to win the jackpot tomorrow, could we use you to give us some nickels and dimes? Or?
Yeah, a couple pennies coming your way.
Yeah, they don't even make those anymore.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
This is the Brock and Delby Podcast.
That was the sound of the anthem singer at WWE Elimination Chamber trying to sing the American anthem with over 30,000 people booing her.
Dude, bless her heart. Did a fantastic job of singing it, but like, we've seen the hockey games and the football games and everything else where like the anthems have been getting booed back and forth lately. Being in the building, it just hits so different.
Well, and I think I'll say this, like, I don't watch wrestling much, but being in that environment at the Sky Dome on Saturday, wrestling fans are a whole nother breed. I mean, they booed the hell out of the American anthem, cheered the hell out of the Canadian anthem, and just the entire time throughout the whatever 4 or 5 hours the event was, just chants and stuff the whole time. One of my favorites being, I recorded this one. But this is awesome.
This is awesome chants would make literally every part of your life better.
Yeah. Or even there was the one match where the guys were going through the tables and everything, and I hope I censored this out here. Wrestling fans are amazing, man.
Dude, I've done that at places before. If you're ever out at a bar and someone drops a glass or like starts getting into a shouting
you just
match,
start doing
start a holy 7448 chant, and it just changes the whole mood of the venue.
You're hanging out at your buddy's house, and him and his girl start getting into an argument.
Oh, no. If you don't like one of them, if two people start getting into an argument at a party or a house that you're at and you don't like one of them, what you do is you do the other classic wrestling chant these days, which is fight forever. Fight forever.
ECW. I have a whole new respect for wrestling, honestly, after this weekend.
I think the thing that I'm the most surprised about, because we heard multiple chants throughout the night where they basically told people to 3825 themselves. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised we didn't get one of those during the anthems.
The Brock and Dolby Podcast.
The Brock and Dolby Podcast.
Unfortunately, my Detroit Red Wings lost an outdoor game yesterday to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I totally forgot there was even another one of those outdoor games. There's too many of them, man.
I was going to say, which begs the question, did anyone know there was an outdoor game yesterday? My team was in it, and I had no idea. Obviously, it was distracted with like the wrestling and everything that was going on the weekend. But when I looked at the television, it was like, oh, this is happening. It really just goes to show how far the outdoor game phenomenon has fallen in the NHL.
Well, it used to be such a big deal when it was the Winter Classic, but then they started doing them in like California and all these random places.
Yeah.
The ice is just sweaty in it.
Dude, I still remember working in sports radio in Edmonton when they did the first outdoor game at Commonwealth Field, Edmonton Oilers, Montreal Canadiens. It wasn't even just like, oh, the hockey community was really excited about the entire city. You couldn't talk to anybody without them wanting to talk about the outdoor, the Heritage Classic.
Sure, yeah.
And now it's an afterthought in most places, even with teams like the Detroit Red Wings, Toronto Maple Leafs, original 6 teams, and people don't care anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think we just need to stop doing it, let it rest for a little bit. But I did get to thinking, what if we took the outdoor game phenomenon from hockey for a bit and started doing it for basketball?
You have like, what, in just like parks?
Yeah. Give the Toronto Raptors an outdoor game. Let the Nets come up from New York and have them just play out in a park somewhere in Toronto.
In the middle of the winter. It'd be amazing.
Some bleachers, get some heaters. It would be crazy.
I honestly think they should do it more with curling. Like if you took curling out on like the Rideau Canal or something like that.
Dude.
And you had the Briar or like the Scotties tournament outside.
I mean, all across Canada, right? Like, what are they, Saskatchewan's the land of lakes and all this stuff. Like, there are so many lakes and ponds all across this amazing country.
You can play on the side of a highway, honestly.
Just scrape off a culvert and get some rocks and rings going out there.
Yeah.
I know people that got curling rinks in their backyard. You're telling me we can't put one on a pond somewhere?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Today's word is unflappable. Yep, unflappable. 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 And it's marked by assurance and self-control. Calm. That's a good way to be. Anyways, that's about it. Have a great one. Cheers up.
Unflappable.
Yeah, basically just someone who's really firm in there. You can't be swayed away from something. Like the fact that for the entire time that you have existed, the Toronto Maple Leafs have been a disappointment. Yet your fandom of the team is unflappable. That's to be commended.
Or like when you're golfing, you need to be unflappable to actually hit a good drive.
When you're standing on the tee and all your boys are behind you just talking smack, and then you hit one straight down the fairway. Not often, but every now and again. It's because you were unflappable.
Yeah.
Could not be talked back off the tee. That's unflappable.
Yeah.
I'm mostly flappable, if I'm being completely honest. There are very few moments in my life. I think the only time I am unflappable in my day-to-day life is when I put my foot down with one of the kids, and then even when you discover you're wrong or maybe you're overreacting, you can't show weakness. There's 3 of them. There's only 2 of us. Unflappable.
Yeah, don't let them flap you. Unflappable, unflappable, unflappable. Use it wherever you can today, all right?
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store, with all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.